When it comes to advancing the Pallof press, a lot of us tend to think about thicker bands, going further away from the anchoring point, or just doing more and more repetitions. In fact, there is a much easier way to make this more challenging and more rewarding, especially for you triathletes out there. Today, I'm going to take you through the Walking Paloff Press, which is going to help you be able to really take your rotary stability to a whole new level. When it comes to strength training for cycling and triathlon, how you do the exercise is absolutely integral, which is what we teach and preach and practice here at Human Vortex Training. So if you're a cyclist, triathlete, and even a runner looking how to take strength training and have technique that applies directly to you and your sport and your demands as an endurance athlete, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button down below to get great detailed information like today's exercise, the Walking Paloff Press, to help you be able to see strength gains, not in the weight room, not on the bar, but out on the road or out on the bike. Now, the Walking Paloff Press is a fantastic exercise. In fact, I use it with basketball players, triathletes, cyclists, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wrestlers, or players, I should say, and martial artists, mixed martial artists. This applies to every single sport, but it's taught differently for each of those different sports. Today, we're going to focus on the triathlete and cyclist variation of the Walking Paloff Press. Now, first thing to note is we're using the band. When we have the band anchored, it's really important it goes into the back of the door where the hinges are, not where the front of the door is. We also want to make sure that the door is locked to make sure nobody's going to come in. Now, the second important part is that we have a thin band. This is a roughly half-inch band. They're almost universally red at this point, although not always. Learned that once with an online client that I was working with. He's like, I'm using the red band, it's impossible. And then he sent me a picture because I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was 3 fingers thick. So it's a half-inch band or 2 centimeters, and we're going to anchor it just below belly button height. We do not want to have it higher, and we don't want to have it too much lower than that. We can have it down to about the bone on the hip. The reason this is important is because the force that this applies is a lateral shearing force. So that being said, if you're a cyclist or a triathlete or runner or anybody who has any type of lower back pain or discomfort, especially instability or catches, this is not the exercise for you. You want to make sure you're meeting up and scheduling an appointment with a McGill Method certified practitioner to go through an assessment, figure out what your back pain cause and mechanisms are, and help you get out of pain and stay doing your endurance activities. And if you'd like to work with me, you can do that as well. Now, the way we're going to set up for the Pallof press is we're going to have a squatty hinge. So the quick way to set up for the hinge is we're just going to take an L with our hands, we're going to slide them back on our thighs, and then at the end of our hinge, we're going to let our knees come forward just a little bit. This is going to activate the hamstrings as opposed to a classic hinge where the shins stay vertical. And this is important because this is a specific adaptation for our sports of cycling and triathlon where we're in the bike just a little bit more. Now from there, I'm going to come out and I'm going to be shy of where the band normally would be. So normally the band's going to be somewhere else. For the walking variation, we want to have a straight line, not tucking the elbow to the side, but a straight line from the hand to the elbow when there's just a tiny bit of slack in the band. And I'm going to start off with a narrow stance. I'm going to slide over a little bit, and I'm going to be in that quarter squatty hinge position. Now from here, the Walking Paloff Press is going to differ in that we're going to come out, having built that brace, and we're going to take small steps. Now the whole time, I want to keep my hands heart center, and I want to stay in that squatty hinge. And I'm going to come out 3 steps, elbows are locked, not bent, and then I'm going to come back 3 steps. And you'll notice the steps are very small until the last one. It's a very challenging exercise. Again, this produces a lateral shearing force. If you have catches in your back or you can't reach for something across your body, not the exercise for you. If you are a cyclist or triathlete who's looking to get stronger for your sprint or your climb or even for your time trial in a semi to highly aggressive position, this may be a fantastic exercise for you. However, start small. We want to start with the half-inch band. We want to have gone through the progressions of the basic Pallof press with breathing, and then coming to this. So make sure you're checking out those other links. Go through those first. Don't jump ahead to this one. If you don't set the foundation, it's useless. That's like me saying, oh, you just completed your first 5K time trial? Great. You're going to come do the 40K time trial and be the anchor for Tom Dumoulin, and you need to pace him. You'd fire me, right? That doesn't make any sense. So go through those progressions, really important to go through them, but after you've gone through them, this is a fantastic way for you to really build your ability to create movement while maintaining proximal stiffness. Fantastic way to do that. Now, if you'd like to learn more about this, make sure you're heading over to Human Vortex Training for those of you who would like to learn how to become coaches to teach these types of things for cycling in specific. The Strength Training for Cyclist certification is opening twice a year. It is the only Strength Training for Cyclist certification in the world and is the most advanced. It shows you progressions, regressions for all the different types of exercises. Now, if you'd like to learn more about strength training for cycling or triathlon, hit subscribe down below. Give us a thumbs up on the video, and make sure you're heading on over to Human Vortex Training to check out our free weekly blog as well as our free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Friday. Till next time, remember, train smarter, not harder, because it is all about you.